Silence was louder than any camera. When she moved her new boyfriend into our house, I was still deployed. But she forgot one thing. The security cameras were still on. My name is Ethan. I'm 34 years old. And I've served in the United States Marine Corps for 11 years. My life has been made of missions, bases, and quiet goodbyes. But nothing hit me harder than the betrayal I found in my own home. How we met: love, luck, and a promise. I met Clara when I was 26. She was working as a server at my sister's wedding. She slipped, nearly dropped a tray of coffee. I caught her just in time. That moment, I didn't feel like a soldier. I just wanted to save her. We got married 6 months later. Bought a house 2 years after that, and every time I came back from deployment, her smile felt real. For a while. I thought it would last. But no fairy tale begins with a deployment date, and ours didn't. It ended slowly, little signs. First, her voice got quieter on the phone. The calls got shorter. One day she said, "I can't do a video call. My hair's a mess, I just got out of the shower." But I knew there was no camera facing the shower, and I knew that was a lie. She stopped texting, and when she did, the messages were flat. Dry. Then I noticed something else, our joint account. Each month, a little less money, but I didn't ask questions. I didn't confront her, because I'm not the kind who fights. I'm the kind who plans. The cameras she forgot. Clara always said home security was a waste of money, but after my last mission before we got married, I upgraded the whole system: front door, garage, kitchen, living room, all of it backed up, encrypted, online. I never told her about the automatic cloud storage. I didn't need to. The day before I left for my final mission, I gave her a bracelet I'd bought for her birthday. She smiled, but didn't meet my eyes. "Work's been crazy," she said. But my heart heard something else. When a woman lies, you don't listen to her words. You listen to her silence. And that silence ... was louder than any camera. Silent betrayal. What the cameras revealed. The first thing I saw on camera ... was a hand holding my favorite mug, but the man holding it wasn't me. I was on assignment, a NATO training mission on the Mediterranean coast, but at night, during downtime, I had a habit. Before bed, I'd quietly log into our home security system just to remind myself that house was still mine. But that night, what I saw wasn't a home. It was betrayal in silence. The first footage, someone was in the kitchen. Clara wasn't alone. The camera was in the corner. I had installed it myself. I saw her back. And a man in front of her. He laughed. She handed him a mug. That mug, it was from my personal collection. It said, "Nice try, soldier." That mug was mine. But the man holding it wasn't. His name was Alex. Clara had introduced him once at a birthday party. Said he was an old college friend. Back then, something felt off. He was either too friendly or too bold. Now I knew he wasn't bold. He was shameless. I watched. But I stayed silent. Cameras don't just show you things. They teach you things. I saw it all. The hugs. The cozy couch moments. The kiss on the cheek in the kitchen. But I didn't scream. Didn't punch the screen. I just closed the laptop. And I thought, because I don't act out of rage. I move with purpose. I make plans. Silent operation begins. Next morning at base, they thought I was working on intel reports. I wasn't. I started my own mission. Operation: take back what's mine, my checklist. 1. Back up all security footage. 2. Review all shared bank accounts for unusual spending. 3. Check the legal documents on the house premarital agreements. 4. Run background checks on Alex's criminal record, social media, job. I'm a Marine. But not all wars happen in combat. Some begin at home, the quiet robbery. Days later, I logged into our accounts. The charges shocked me. 3 dinner orders on the same night. An expensive sound system, though mine was brand new. Payments at Vallejo Spa Center. And finally, a new credit card in Clara's name. She withdrew $9,500 from our joint account to cover it. While one was deployed, I wasn't just betrayed. I was robbed. Still, I said nothing. The email that changed everything. That night, I sent an email to myself. Subject: Post-deployment quarantine request. It was part of a military procedure. Troops could request early leave. For health or psychological reasons. I wrote, sleep disruption, loss of focus during assignment, declining morale. I signed it, dated it, sent it, because now it was time to begin the mission. The return. I came home, but not as the same man. When I got home, no one was waiting for me, but I didn't need a welcome. I wasn't a guest anymore. I was the reckoning. Clara didn't know I was back. I had told her I'd be gone for 2 more weeks, but I returned to the U.S. 48 hours ago. No announcements, no calls. I booked a motel near base. Shaved, got dressed, and rented a car. At sunrise, I drove toward our neighborhood, not a home, a battlefield. It was 8:10 a.m. I parked 100 meters down the street, bought a coffee, and waited. At 8:23, the garage opened. Alex walked out, duffel bag in hand, grinning. He got in his car. Clara waved from the front door. The man I once watched on camera was now right in front of me, but I didn't get out. This wasn't a confrontation. It was set up. Old soldier, hidden key. Clara forgot one thing. Behind the garage breaker box, I had hidden a spare key. I built that house. I knew every corner. I walked in. The house was quiet. Clara's voice echoed from upstairs. She was on the phone. Yes, babe. I'll cook your favorite tonight. Ethan? No. He's still in the Mediterranean. Another week. I smiled. Her tone was familiar. But now it belonged to a stranger. Silent extraction. I went to the living room. First, I grabbed the hard drives. Security footage, documents, bank statements, all backed up. I scanned paperwork, saved everything on a flash drive. Every bank transfer she made, now in my hands. I finished what I came to do. Before leaving, I wrote a note in the kitchen. You're wondering which camera recorded everything. All of them. I built this house. I loved you. I won't forgive you. I didn't lock the door. I pulled the door closed, but I didn't lock it because that house wasn't my home anymore. But it was still my battlefield. That night at the motel, I organized the files. Next morning, I met my liar, Tasha. She's 42. Calm voice. Sharp mind. She flipped through the documents. We can destroy her with this, if that's what you want. But the real question is, what do you want, Ethan? And right then, I made my decision. The reveal. No scream hurts like a silent truth. Do you know why people cheat? Because their character chases short-term pleasure. But we've learned to fight with long-term grace. Clara still had no idea. But now it was time. Step 1. The bank. At my lawyer's request, our joint account was frozen. From now on, no transaction without Ethan Briggs' signature. Step 2. Financial audit. A forensic accountant reviewed the spending. Most of the missing money, labeled under luxury and personal entertainment. This would be used in court as marital misconduct, which meant no spousal support, no payout. Step 3. The email. Subject line. Do you remember the cameras, Clara? Hi, Clara. I'm back. Yes, back from the Mediterranean early. I didn't come into the house. Because that place, it's no longer a home, just four walls. But the things inside still talk, like the cameras. You probably never noticed the tiny black lens in the kitchen corner. But I did. And I saw you look at someone the way you never looked at me. Attached, you'll find three things. 1. Last 30 days of camera footage. 2. $23,887 in personal expenses from our joint account. 3. Contact info from my lawyer regarding divorce terms. If you want to talk, you'll talk through her. Sincerely, Ethan. The first reaction, calls. Clara called me twice that night. I didn't answer. Then she texted, "Please, let's talk. I can explain everything." No, Clara, this isn't a story for explanations. It's a reckoning. The office meeting. 2 days later. Clara walked into Tasha's office. She froze when she saw me. But I didn't look at her. Just at the documents in front of me. Tasha began. "Miss Clara, the evidence is clear. Ethan wishes to proceed peacefully, but with conditions." Clara leaned forward. "What conditions?" I spoke for the first time. "You give up all claims to the house. You don't repay the money. But you also don't ask for alimony. And I keep this private. Otherwise." I didn't finish the sentence. Tasha slid a flash drive toward her. Clara knew what was on it. She started crying. But those tears weren't regret. They were the tears of being caught. The silent agreement. Clara agreed to everything. No arguments. No resistance. The lawyers finished the paperwork. Our marriage began with a PDF and ended with a court decree. But this wasn't just a divorce. It was the return of who I was, a man rebuilt. Not broken, final blow and silent victory. Not every war is won with a sword. Some are won with silence, with documents, with presence, and by never backing down. After signing the divorce papers, I never saw Clara again, but even without seeing her, it took time to erase her traces from my life. I sold the house, replaced the furniture, kept our dog, Scout, because Clara only liked what looked good in pictures. At first, the silence felt strange. But soon, it became a victory anthem, because I no longer had to wonder if someone was watching me over coffee. I was finally alone and finally free. New beginnings. I moved to Montana. A quiet house beneath the mountains. A rifle, a tent, a couple cameras, and peace. I wake up at 6 a.m. every day, go hiking, and capture landscapes. I started a digital gallery under my own name, Briggs & Lens. My first order came from Norway, the second from Australia. Then it never stopped. The best message I received? Your foggy mountain photo hangs in my living room. I look at it every morning and feel stronger. Thank you, Ethan. I replied with a simple thank you, because that message gave me something Clara never could, meaning, final message from Clara. 11 months had passed since the divorce. One day, I got an email. From Clara. Subject: I just wanted you to know, Ethan. It took me days to write this, because no words will be enough and no apology will be on time. But I need you to know. I only realized your worth after I lost you. I never meant to hurt you. I just took the wrong path at the wrong time. If you ever forgive me, maybe the weight inside me will be lighter. Clara. A pass sent to trash. I read that email 3 times. Then you know what I replied? Nothing. No response. Because sometimes silence is the loudest answer. That silence was my victory. I deleted the email, marked it as spam, so it wouldn't infect my life like a virus. Epilogue. Healing. Life teaches in strange ways. And from this story, I learned, to love is sometimes to stay silent. To forgive is not to forget, it's to step away. And most of all, true strength isn't loud, it's quiet. and it keeps walking without stepping back. Today, while sitting by the lake in Montana, I met someone new. Her name is Anna. She walked over to Pet Scout, and in that moment, I knew it's time to start a new story.